Good morning everyone, how are you all doing? I'm Mysticle and today I'm going to be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. As usual, you have chapters down below so that you can skip to the part of the video that you are most interested in. We've got quite a bit to talk about today, including the Apple Vision Pro actually getting on SteamVR. So let's jump right into the video. As usual, we're going to begin with the meta stuff. And believe it or not, the Quest was actually rooted. Now, there were leaks and information in the past about the Quest 2 being rooted. However, recently, Basti posted on X, fun fact, if you have a Quest 2 with an older version, V21, you can use a known buffer overflow to unlock the bootloader. This means you can unlock it on the old version, upgrade to the latest one, V62, root your Quest with McGisk, and profit. And as you can see here, Dark Knight 1050 on an old Quest 2 firmware. You can unlock the bootloader using CVE 2021-1931. The benefits of unlocking the Quest, I'm not currently certain, as you know, this is a VR headset. It's not like we're getting any custom ROMs for it or anything. There's way too little of these out there that have their bootloader unlocked. I guess installing McGisk is a nice bonus if you know how to use it, but to a casual user, it's really going to have more downsides than upsides. Now, the Quest doesn't use play integrity, but if it did, well, that would be gone, and you would have to continuously fight it with the cat and mouse game that is trying to pass play integrity when your phone is rooted. I know, my phones are all rooted. I would like to have it though, if Meta doesn't ban rooted devices. Let me know your opinions down below, and what would you do with a rooted Quest headset? By the way, this does also work on Quest 1, so if you have a Quest 1 with really old firmware, you should actually be able to do this. If any of you are willing to try this and risk your device, I don't know if I am, I might be, who knows, join the Discord and let me know. But you know, it is a risk, so be aware of that. The virtual desktop developer on Twitter, or X actually, posted just yesterday on the Quest 2, Quest 3 and Quest Pro, you will now have full finger tracking, and really good full finger tracking. You can see it going over me right now. It completely emulates index controllers, and therefore you should be able to run it in any title that supports those, including VR chat. So now all of a sudden we will be able to pass through that hand tracking into PCVR. I know some other apps have been able to do this. It's just in virtual desktop this looks really smooth and well implemented. I have had issues running this in other apps in the past. I believe we have a very old video trying it as well. But that is not where virtual desktop ended it. They now also have body tracking. For those of you that have been watching the channel and reading into the news, you probably know that the Quest 3 recently implemented body tracking. It can track the upper part of your body, giving you correct elbow placement. It no longer has to estimate that. It can grab that and connect that with controllers in order to know exactly where the upper part of your body is. Virtual Desktop has now implemented that natively. You don't need to install any mods or anything like that. It just emulates Vive trackers, meaning that you can jump right into VR chat and have upper body tracking. They do say body tracking here and they don't show off leg tracking, so I'm assuming that's what it is, and there is no leg tracking. Oh, and he also says it should work with Quest 1. So there you go, massive virtual desktop update. These features have been wanted for so long, and it looks like they are implemented very well, and they're stable, which is fantastic. Now we move on to the Vision Pro. It's been quite loud about this on X for the last few days, and honestly, I'm not surprised. Guys, ALVR is running on the Vision Pro, and there are issues, of course there are. This thing is in beta, but you have creators trying it left and right. The Vision Pro, as you might know, first of all, doesn't have any controllers. It comes with purely hand tracking. So the issues that come with running PCVR on it is, well, complicated, because you're going to need to be able to connect something like index controllers in order to be able to play any games correctly. As you probably know, the Vision Pro is also not really meant for PCVR gaming, and this isn't something Apple would have allowed right out of the gate. But here we have the community, as usual, getting together and creating an application that is going to allow that. I have created multiple videos in the past showing you how to connect index controllers to other headsets. Also, things like Tundra trackers in order to make a non-Lighthouse tracked headset Lighthouse tracked. You should be able to implement that in the Vision Pro as well, making it Lighthouse tracked, or, you know, you can play around with binding the two boundaries together. Either way, it is quite complicated right now, including the fact that you have to side load to the Vision Pro. And if you've ever installed a non-official app on an Apple device, this is harder. To quote from UploadVR, a developer got the Apple Vision Pro working on SteamVR porting ALVR, allowing you to stream PCVR wirelessly from a VR-ready gaming PC to a headset. So this isn't SteamVR running natively on it. That would be even crazier. Code is open source, and a software developer has successfully ported it to Vision OS, meaning the Vision Pro 2 can now act as a Windows PCVR headset. The code is available on GitHub, update from February 6th. Another programmer, Max Thomas, worked with Weatherman to modify Zhang's port to improve the networking code. Thomas posted a video to X showing the port running without jitter, describing his experience as smooth. Those modifications are also available on GitHub. To be completely honest with you, sure, if you set it up once, you might be ready and off to go for the next time. But I feel like this is all too much, and it's not smooth enough for a lot of people to want to jump that, if you know what I mean. I don't think anyone is buying the Vision Pro for PC VR gaming. Sure, some people that are familiar with modding and installing unofficial applications are probably going to do this and are going to have quite a satisfactory PC VR experience. But I don't think anyone's going out buying a $3,500 Apple Vision Pro to play PCVR unofficially yet, anyway, because this isn't the end of it, as Virtual Desktop and iVRy are apparently both working on Vision Pro ports for PCVR. And iVRy have been known to do some crazy stuff in the past, including they are actually the people who are working on getting PCVR working on the PSVR 2. So that's pretty crazy. I kind of expected them to do something here. The Virtual Desktop developer cautioned that while he has a Vision Pro in his possession and is working on a port, the differences in tech stack compared to Android-based headsets will make it a lot more complicated than previous ports, and is nowhere near a release. He expects it to take longer than a few months. Completely understandable, wants it to be stable, wants it to work correctly, and probably wants to sprinkle in a few features in there as well. iVRy's developer cautioned that they don't even have a Vision Pro yet, so haven't been able to test their code on device yet. They expect to acquire a Vision Pro in April, after which they estimate a release will take a few weeks, barring some major unforeseen roadblock. Neither developer has yet secured approval from Apple to launch their Vision Pro app on the store, with immersive VR support, and we don't know what Apple's stance will be on immersive VR streaming. Yeah, that's very true. Meta had issues with it in the beginning, not allowing the Virtual Desktop application onto their store to stream PC VR, so I do wonder whether Apple's stance will be the same. I feel like they might not want it on there for the same reasons Meta didn't at the beginning. Either way, we can be looking forward to seeing more PC VR gaming on the Apple Vision Pro very, very soon. Apple has already released a major update for their device, improving Vision Pro personas, quality and realism in Vision OS 1.1 beta. Personas are Apple's realistic virtual avatars in Vision OS. And to be honest, I've been watching a ton of videos on this where I saw people using personas, and I am a pretty big fan of these, to be honest with you. A lot of people say they're creepy. A lot of people say it's the definition of uncanny valley. If you ask me, these are quite detailed and they look really, really good. Like, looking at a persona of a person I know, I would be able to distinguish who this person is. And that says a lot, because looking at a meta avatar from a person I know, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. That and the fact that their mouths and eyes actually move correctly, it gives me a sense of expression. I can tell how the person is feeling, and that is a very big deal when you're communicating with other people in virtual reality. Currently, that's kind of difficult to do, as most headsets and most avatars wouldn't exactly support that. Unless you're in VR chat and you have face, eye tracking, etc., etc., then you kind of have expressions. I like being able to see how the person is feeling when I'm speaking to them. You generate a persona by holding the Vision Pro up in front of you to let it scan your face. It's driven in real time by the headset's eye and face tracking sensors, as well as hand tracking. Your persona will appear in any iPad or iPhone app that requests the selfie camera, as well as Vision OS apps that integrate personas. Right now, the Vision OS integration is limited to showing the persona inside a rectangular window, window, as if a 3D webcam view. But Apple is also working on spatial personas that exist outside of Windows, enabling virtual meetups with a shared coordinate space like existing VR avatar systems. So that isn't out yet. Currently, you do live in your own little square, kind of like a selfie camera on a phone. I mean, being able to recognize the person that you know in not a real world is pretty crazy. And finally, on Vision OS, I have great news, as an unofficial YouTube app has been available on the Vision Pro for quite some time now, but apparently YouTube is actually planning on bringing the app to the Vision Pro. Perhaps they've seen, how many people are talking about it online right now. It's generating quite a lot of stir. As a matter of fact, I had a friend text me yesterday, tell me, hey, the Vision Pro seems to be generating quite a stir. And I'm like, yeah, of course it is. I mean, it's Apple. It's Apple bringing out a brand new device in a space they've never been in before. It's going to generate a stir. After all that, and after us hearing constantly that YouTube isn't actually planning to bring an app to the Vision Pro, YouTube is now planning to build an Apple Vision Pro app. Watching traditional media on a giant virtual screen is a key focus of the Apple Vision Pro. You can choose between watching in your real room, optionally darkened, a fully virtual environment, or a blend of both. While iPad apps have been available on the App Store on the Vision Pro by default, YouTube specifically opted out of this feature for making it available. In fact, Google has done this for all its iPad apps. Netflix and Spotify also opted out, but YouTube now tells The Verge that a Vision Pro app is on their roadmap. The company didn't get back to The Verge when asked about whether this will include 360 video support. So that is quite exciting. Seeing apps that originally decided not to be on the Vision Pro change their mind and now go to the Vision Pro shows you that it might actually be more popular than these companies originally thought. Let me know your opinions down below. Going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. If you liked it, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess the button works too. But let me know why down below. I do apologize if my voice sounds any different in the last few videos. I've been quite sick, and that's also why there have been less videos. But I'm getting back to it now, and we have a ton to cover and a lot of interesting little things in the background that I'm working on. And with that, I would like to thank all the amazing patrons supporting this channel. You guys are amazing, and thank you to anyone else supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. Seriously, much love. You're helping out a ton. And as usual, if you want to see those new projects when they do eventually come out, make sure to smack the subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.
Nie mam jakby... Ej, on tak jakby się w ogóle nie boi. Chilluje tam po drugiej stronie drogi.
Za drugiej stroną,
Ale to co ja mam zrobić? Muszę wyjść z auta. Chilluj dalej, my friend. Chill, my friend. Relacja.